All right. It's a drizzly day today, which I like. A little rainy, a little overcast. So the topic today is why make art? That's a great question. Kind of lends a definition, yeah? Like, what is art? And Shakespeare gives us a clue with the "Where art thou?" So the traditional etymology of art is its existence. So the artist is a person that explains our existence, and that's very valuable. Yeah. So whether it's drawings or paintings or architecture, photography, or language, um, if a person is bettered by that expression, if they've come closer to the purpose of their existence, then that's art. And conversely, if somebody does something and removes somebody from their existence, then it's not art. So that's very clear, right? So, what is existence? We know that every 7 years the body is discarded and replaced with new matter. Um, with the introduction of food, there's new cell growth, and waste excretes the old cells. And so the reason you don't have a little 2 foot tall baby bodies because that body's long gone. So we know we're not the body, right? So we know we're spiritual in essence. And so we know there's morality. We know there's something within us that's saying it's not good to punch a child in the face, but it is good to give the child like a nice peach, right? So what is that? What is that faculty that informs us on good and evil? And that's the clue right there, is the Lord in the heart, the Paramatma, the conscience, the intuition. And the more sincere we are and the more we focus on that, then the more existence and purpose comes into view, right? And then if we're really sincere, then we can find the source of this conscience and intuition in terms of the appearance on this planet, right? And that's very, very special. So that's Veda. Veda means knowledge, and Veda reports the appearance of the Supreme Person in different forms on this planet. And there's many different forms. Millions and billions and trillions and quadrillions. But we know of a few, Krishna and Rama and Lord Nrsimhadev. And Krishna, in specific, left us with the Bhagavad-Gita, which is basically a conversation with his best friend on a battlefield about various wonderful essential topics, right? So that's the root of art, is communicating and experiencing the presence of the Supreme Person and serving this person and helping people remember that they are not the body, that sensual connection is not satisfying, and the only thing that is going to bring them joy is to reconnect with this wonderful person named God. So God, the etymology of God is gut. It's Old Norse, Germanic. Essentially, it means good. That's it. So God is good is literal. So goodness just means that God's right. Essentially, it just means that everything God says is right is good, and everything God says is not right is not good. So God is good is kind of just like, it's redundant, kind of, it's obvious. So it's not an excellent way to describe such a wonderful person. So we use the name Krishna, which in Sanskrit means all attractive. So it means strength, beauty, opulence, renunciation, intelligence, all of these things are found in God. And so why do we not make art? Like, let's use the frame of drawing and painting, yeah? Because drawing and painting, representing divine mathematics, shows us a view into God and makes us acutely aware of God. Because, that is why the arts work the way they do. The way that you get the magic from music, the way you get the magic from drawing and painting and architecture, the way you get that feeling of peace. It's because the same formula that goes into creating Tahoe, say, or the ocean, Mendocino. The same formula that creates that harmony, that beauty, that sunset, that feeling of peace, that everything is balanced. That same approach to sacred geometry and mathematics is the formula that allows us to create beautiful songs that are moving, or beautiful pieces of art. With music, you've got, you're limited. You've got 8 chords and 8 keys on the piano that you can touch. That's because of, the geometry, the harmony. So if you understand that, then if you understand those rules, then you can make the music. And the same thing with art. You've got 3 shapes, 3 colors, 3 tones. And if you balance those just right with some simple design fundamentals like focal point and flow, then you've created the supreme person. You've created this person's math. You've touched into this person's DNA. And that's why art is so special. It's because you're faithfully reproducing this person's DNA. And because we're yearning for the supreme person, this person is present in sacred geometry, in the sunset, in the mountains, in a beautiful piece of music that's faithful to the geometry, in a beautiful piece of art that's faithful to the geometry. Frank Lloyd Wright, faithful to the geometry. And so the reason why people don't want to do art, don't want to be personally creative, don't want to use that math to express their own point of view. I mean, it's so beautiful. There's so many harmonies in music and art that are specific to the individual. So you can play with God's sacred geometry and math, and yet say, hey, this is my interpretation of your beauty, of your math, of your code. This is how I'm dancing with you. So it's really beautiful. It's really great. But if you don't want that, if you don't like the person, if you're here because you're envious of the person, and you want to be worshipped as God, and you want to use your mind to collect sense impressions of what you can enjoy, and you're just living a miserable existence of chasing fleeting sensual impressions, trying to, position yourself as a sinner, dominator, controller of all the relationships around you, the last thing you're going to want to do is either appreciate the supreme person or play in his world of math, right? So that's the problem. And a compounding problem is children are instantly attracted to this creativity, to this beauty, to this balance, this harmony. It's like they're little spiritual beings and they're just synced into it. I want to express, I want to play with the supreme person. I want to show you who I am through this magical formula. And it's devastating when a parent, quote unquote, destroys that by not appreciating what the child has done, by, making it less significant, by saying, oh, you can't make money at that, or this is child's play. These are all excuses because the kid's acting as a mirror. The kid's saying, love God, follow God, this is our best friend. And the parent's like, nope, I control you. You look just like me. I had you because you look like me, and I can control you, and you'll love me unconditionally. And that's a pretty good deal. What does that sound like? Oh, the supreme person? Yeah. Most parents have kids because they want a person that looks like them, loves them unconditionally, and who they can dominate and control. So that's what's happening. And if you're born in that situation, don't be surprised if, like, you know, they don't want to be reminded of the true dominator and the true controller. They're envious, So that's why, you know, everyone says, you're an artist, or you do art. Like, I say everyone's an artist, man. Some of us stopped, and some of us are proceeding. But so there you go. That's what art means. Art means existence, and existence means understanding who you are and who your best friend is and where your love is. And one of the best ways to reward that relationship is to take this gift of sacred geometry, of divine math, and to create something beautiful, and to show people who God is through your work. Whether you're a poet, whether you're a musician, whether you're a visual artist, whatever the case may be. Like, this is an opportunity to really share something extremely special. You're essentially taking a sunset or the mountains and the woods, and you're putting that into a form that someone can put in their, carry with them, or listen to. It's like, and it's you. It's like it's your version. Like, this supreme person has given you these tools, and you're creating your own individuality out of these tools. It's such an amazing, phenomenal gift. And so I recommend you try, And got two quotes. The first is, the work will show you how to do it. So the more you work at something, the more you realize its tricks. And the second is, there's no such thing as mistakes, just experiments. So if you go into your craft experimenting wildly and impulsively, and knowing that these experiments are going to turn into mastery of the math, then you're in good shape, So I wish you all well with that, and thank you for contributing to peace and harmony. Take care.